The Journey of a Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome. It's Apex and Thought. We back. My man Apex, my man Thought, aka slash Invoice. We gotta get your
Yeah,
cash app. I gotta start building out the rest of the banner so we can start putting in more, just so people can support you and all that stuff. Send some support.
yeah.
Figure out
Just
how to
put
get in touch with you.
Cash App Equity EKWITY.
Wait,
It's
do you have the
spelled a
ability to
little.
put that in the chat?
It's spelled a little bit different. Let me see if I can put that in the chat if they'll let me type it in.
Let me see. Let me go ahead. Because I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Charleston White interview with Cam Newton. It showed me a lot. Showed a lot. Hey, welcome to the two people. We have some people joining early. Build a little cult
Okay,
fan
good.
base. Support Thought. How do you spell that thing again? It's E
EKWITY.
EKWITY. Equity. Please send my man a couple bucks. Appreciate it to support the show. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Go ahead, put that in. Go ahead and show it. All right. Yeah. So I don't know if you got a chance to watch Charleston White and Cam Newton. I lost my brother. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. He probably accidentally backed out trying to send some stuff. Older people, man, you gotta understand. Older people are learning, they're growing. They're just like me and you, trying to figure out technology, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go over a little bit about the journey of a man. There we go. Got you back.
Okay, there we go. My
Yeah,
apologies.
yeah.
I was trying to put it in the chat, and I think
I
I hit
put
the
it in for
wrong
you.
button.
I got it
Okay.
in there for you. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you got a chance to watch Charleston White get interviewed with Cam Newton, but
No, I didn't. I
Charles.
didn't. I didn't see the interview with Newton.
Oh well, a quick little brief overview. Charleston White gave that nigga a logical ass whooping, a ass whooping in manhood, and there's a lot of things to take away and learn from it. And I did a reaction video about it. And a lot of people they were fucking with it. They because from what I saw, Cam Newton thought his fame, his size, the all the little stuff about him, like being the man, was gonna mean something. Was gonna like niggas give a goddamn. And
Right.
Charleston was talking how can I put it? Charleston was talking to this man like he would talk to any other fucking individual or any man. And Cam was shook. Cam couldn't process what was being said, how he was acting to him. He was kind of making threats to him. He was demeaning him. And Charleston is looking at this dude like, bro, I don't give a
You still,
goddamn.
yeah. You still a
He's like,
man.
yeah, you one of these football playing niggas. He's like, bro, let me tell you something. I ain't no celebrity. Don't let these cameras and all that shit fool you. Don't let my numbers and shit fool you. He's like, bro, I was a broke ass, struggling youth advocate for a whole decade plus, single dad out here fucked up. I just started coming into some money because people started relating to me. But don't get it twisted. I'm still just a dude. And you
Mm-hmm.
are too. Yeah, and I think that you let this these lights, camera, and that football shit in your
Fool
small
you.
little, your small little niche community try to make you seem like you're something greater. And what I learned from that experience, what I learned from watching that was it kind of showed the state of a lot of black people. A lot of Asiatic people, they look at these celebrities with this hero worship. And there's nothing really to worship. There's nothing really to go and
They
say,
just
like, oh,
squares. They just squares with finance.
right. And that's what it was looking like. Because like the more I kept watching, Cam was doing everything like moving the goalposts, emotional based arguments. Like something that stuck out to me that was funny was Charleston was saying, man, fuck Deion Sanders. I don't give a goddamn about no Deion Sanders. He's like, fuck him. He didn't give a goddamn about those kids at Jackson State. He made the best choice for his kids, which ain't a problem, but that's not what he was telling people. He was selling the HBCU. He was selling revolutionizing black college sports in the black college. He was selling what black people wanted to hear. And as soon as he saw an opportunity to put his family in the best position, he went ahead and done took it. Collateral be damned. And when the shit started to fall out, because now like 'cause I'm not much of a football fan, but from what I'm hearing, is Deion's basically getting his ass kicked. He had about 2 or 3 really good games at the beginning of the season. Now it's just them being getting killed every game. And so
the strength of their schedule is different.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't pay attention to football. I don't got no time to watch no people run around causing CTE anymore. I got real things to do.
All right.
And it's funny because now he's not getting the same love from Colorado. They're looking at him like, bro, what? He's like, you came over here kicking everybody off the team, talking all this recklessness, coming in with this star power, and you out here getting your ass kicked. He's like, what's the deal? And Charleston was saying, I don't have a problem personally with Deion. That's not the issue. He's like, my issue with the black community keep falling for the same hook and pony. So I'm saying, fuck Deion, the character, the guy who is like the guy that we constantly see, like the Reverend Al Sharpton, all these motherfuckers that come in, preach black community, preach all this bullshit. And then as soon as they see an outlet to go get a cash grab or whether the fuck a resource grab, they get the fuck out of there and they say,
oh, beyond dollar, they out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Kamala Harris. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Bingo.
As soon as Zaddy say I want to spend a check, they gone. But they want to preach all that black power shit. You like get the fuck off and get out of here.
Exactly. And Cam was getting mad because he was listening to the words instead of looking at the actions.
Right, and, that's what men do. A man is gonna measure you by your principles. Don't tell me nothing about nothing if I can't see it in your principles. You know what I mean? I keep that state of mind. That's another one of my titles or names, Mr. Missouri. I'm Mr. Show Me State. You know, Missouri is the show me state. Show me. You're gonna have to show me. You can't just tell me something and think I'm gonna just fall down and go for what you said. I'm not a bitch, man. I couldn't be a bitch. If I could be a bitch, I couldn't be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So just telling me some shit, man, that's not gonna work, man. You got to show me. And the great men that have come before me have instilled that in me. Don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, show me. You know, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Oh man, you know, I found God. Okay, where was he at? Don't tell me where you found him. Show me where you found God at. Oh man, I was in jail. Oh, okay. So now we're dealing with incarcerated God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's never an initial principle for why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
And that kind of leads us to the topic of our thing, which is the journey of a man.
Right.
Because when I was on this drive, one of the things you start to kind of reflect on when you're driving for long distance, I had to do like a 3-hour drive to Dallas. You just start thinking about how did I get to where I am? Like the life, the journey, the stories, the people, all the different lessons and principles, and just like the loneliness of it. The loneliness and the solitude. I won't even say loneliness. I would say solitude. The solitude of manhood. One of the things that you start to kind of realize is all your greatest periods of growth are usually when you're in isolation for the most part.
Yep.
And then it's like you're isolated for a little bit, and then you come out into the world, you meet some people, you level up, you learn some principles, and then you go back into the cave and you get back to gangster shit, and then you just get back to learning, the laboratory, I would call it. Like I try to tell young men, you should be living like a supervillain. You should be like hidden in your fucking crib, leveling up, building some shit, figuring things out. And then when you go into the world, you're out there creating havoc, but positive havoc. Trying to beat and I guess you call like the system would be like the good guy, and you're always trying to fight the system. You're always trying to figure out how do I break out this motherfucker? How do I be like the Joker or Lex Luthor? How do I beat Superman? And that's like your life. You just keep repeatedly do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because that's one of the things that makes you very likable as a man is when you kind of play the bad guy, the villain. People like the bad guy. Nobody likes the system. We pretend to like the system, but nobody really likes it. People like the agents of chaos secretly. Like you don't want to out there admit it, but in their hearts of heart, when they kind of sit by themselves, they enjoy the moments of somebody who's actually trying to rival and trying to break up the monotony of life, trying to cause a little bit of chaos. Now, you just don't want to be the chaos to be killing folks or anything like that. You want to see positive chaos, but people like that. And I kind of figured like that's my system of being a man. education, learn, develop myself physically, spiritually, financially, all that stuff. Then go out in the world trying to shake some shit up.
Well, that's your job. I mean, manhood is one epic string of failures. That's what manhood is. A lot of times we try to make it seem like we got it all together and down pat. No, that's not manhood. Manhood is a string of epic failures. It's a long walk down a real short road.
Mm, that's a
Because
brilliant quote.
you're gonna fuck up. You're going to fuck up. And the moment that you say you're not gonna fuck up, you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, you're lying to yourself. Um, and then what happens is then you start devolving into bitchhood because you start making excuses for the lies that you're telling yourself. And so then you start reinforcing the lies that you're telling yourself. And then before you know it, you're gonna slip into twin sisterhood.
Mm. And
You know
then
what I
once a
mean?
lot, yeah. And what I noticed is once a lot of guys get into that twin sisterhood, they can't get out that sand trap.
Right, they can't get out the sand trap.
Because
Because
what
as a
happened?
man, you have to be able to tell yourself, no, I fucked up. No, I fucked up when I went to Dallas. I fucked up when I went, like, I had to tell myself, when I went to Cincinnati, it was a epic failure. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I had to admit you made a mistake. You jumped in your vehicle. You was moving too fast. You didn't confirm things, and you made a mistake when you went to this place. This is not anybody else's fault, but mine. I had to own it.
Mm-hmm. That's a really big. No, I was gonna say that's another thing with the fall into the sisterhood trap is like what guys don't realize is the deeper you fall into that system, the more atrophied your muscles become because you're stuck in this where you're being moved by the system instead of you kind of operating and trying to like attack the system. You're in there just basically being moved like a puppet. So your muscles become atrophied, your mind becomes atrophied. And the longer you sit in it, the harder it is to get out because you can't fight as well once you get because what guys don't understand is say there's like a dividing line. You cross into that sisterhood shit, you get weaker and you flow way over even to it. Now, if you want to get back into the manhood side, that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like you have to fight your way out of the sisterhood, which is kind of hard because you're dealing with the resistance of the system. But then once you get past that line, when now you're into the freedom, you gotta then fight as a man. So you're doubling the pain, I guess you would say.
Right.
Because then it's
I,
not
I,
like
I
you.
I wouldn't just say doubling. I would say you exponentially
Mm,
increasing the pain
right.
because when you okay, being a man is being an engineer.
Mm.
Being an engineer is the worst position you can have because everybody looks. No, don't listen. Everybody sees your mistakes. When an engineer makes a mistake, the world sees it. When a civil engineer fucks up on a bridge, who sees it?
Everybody.
Everybody. See, women, most times, women exist in vanity, in the environment of vanity. So we don't see when a woman fucks up. But you know
Mm.
who you see fuck up? This dude who did the sewer system. The jackass who didn't move enough soil to put the swimming pool in.
Hmm.
See, anything engineering wise, manhood, civil engineering wise, you can see those mistakes. And boy, does it cost. It's like
Yeah.
being a fighter. When you overthrow a jab, it's gonna cost, motherfucker. He's gonna knock your head. Your opponent gonna knock your head off.
Yep.
That's how being a man is.
And then you're not just fighting just to get him out of there. You're fighting for recovery. Because once you get cracked, it's like, oh, all right, legs shaky. Let me recombine. And you're taking on the defense of trying to get this nigga out your face, and you're trying to recover the body. It's tenfold.
Right.
That's why fighting. I
Exponentially.
don't necessarily count fighting as a sport because in no other sport can you reverse the tables with one moment.
Right.
In basketball, if you're down 50, nigga, you down 50. You get one bucket, that's not going to change the game. Okay, now you down 49 or 47. I mean 48.
Right.
In fighting, you could be losing shit all 11 rounds. You get to the last round, you put the right shot on the guy's chin. You won the fight. There's no rhyme, reason, or measure for it. It's just you happen to place the right shot. And I think fighting is more so a testament to manhood as opposed to most of the sports. Most of the sports is kind of like it's fugazi to some degree. It's because like in manhood, all it takes is you could be winning the whole time in your business. You make one bad mistake where you make a bad deal. There goes
Total
your business
wash.
up in flame. Yeah, total wash.
Total
Business
wash.
up in flame. Everything is such a razor edge. And what people don't realize is the higher you climb as a man, the more sharp that edge gets. It don't get easier. But you don't have any option because you can't stay the same. You can't plateau. So your only job is either exit out the game or keep going or deal with falling back. So that's really the lesson most guys face. It was like, when's the right time to exit out?
Man, I've known guys who did everything right, and one miscalculation lost it all. When I say all, I'm talking about millions. The house, the cars, clothes.
Square one. And I heard an interesting quote, which is one of the things with when man is like every morning that you wake up, you gotta reinvent yourself. Every morning. There is no like character that you get to be for the rest of your life. No, every morning you gotta keep waking up, reinvent yourself. Whether you're successful, whether your business made $1,000 in an hour, or it all blew up today. You got to wake up with a new, fresh slab. Like, okay, what's business I got to take care of today? What's on the docket? How do I get to where I got to go? You don't get this thing, and I think that's one of the things. It was interesting. The guy said, "Men don't really get closure. That's more of a woman's thing."
Yeah, it is. No, I'm serious. I mean, realistically, men don't get closure. You know what you get? You get an opportunity to re-establish your manhood. You never get closure. Closure is not for men; it's for women. You get an opportunity to reestablish your manhood. I've never, out of all the bitches I've had, I've never got closure from none of them bitches. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
just straight up. I never got closure. I got another opportunity to reestablish my manhood, but I've never gotten closure.
Yeah, same thing. I realized that too. One day, the girls will be hitting you, trying to talk, and then one day they just ghost. They go away, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" All right, you done? I guess you out. I'm like, all right, well, shit. I don't know what to do with that. Am I gonna search you down, hunt you down for it? Nah, it's just like, all right, whatever. And I think that
the best day of my life. No, I'm serious. And people laugh when I say that. When I used to say that when I was in the pimp game, which I'm no longer, former, but totally inactive. But I always tell people that, and they laugh. When I used to say, "Man, the best day of my life is the day the bitch left," and it was true because that was the day that I got the opportunity to what reestablish my manhood. The day a woman leaves you, man, the day a hooker leaves you is the day you get the opportunity to reestablish your manhood. And I stand on that because I'm the one, that's my quote: establish your manhood, then reestablish your manhood. Everything that you get the opportunity to do past establishing your manhood is to reestablish it.
It's heavy.
It's a very powerful paradigm to be
in. And that kind of brings me with the Cam Newton thing with Charleston. He was never like, listen to Charleston because he kept standing on what he was saying and kept going deeper into it. He kept saying, look, this is my point. This is the next expansion on the point. Here's the next expansion on it. Here's the next expansion. And Cam kept trying to derail it. And Charles was like, no, we ain't derailing anything around here. This is what it is. This is what I'm telling you. You telling me about I'm telling you, like, you telling me my tone, my delivery is fucked up. Well, let me tell you why my delivery is the way it is. Ain't nobody gave a goddamn when they were talking about smoking on Tuka. Everybody in the rap community was all fine when they were talking about smoking on a dead body of a kid. Right. All the rappers, all that shit was all cool and shit. But y'all want to come and tell me I got an issue because the way I talk, the way I speak, the way I convey my message. What are we talking about here? y'all out here supporting the Sukiyana, y'all started supporting the Cardi B, wet ass pussy, fuck my baby
Degenerate
daddy.
behavior.
Yeah, degenerate behavior. We got no problem with that. But the day that a man is talking about, hey, look, this is fucked up out here. Your kid can't read. These niggas are dumb. Your mama ain't shit. Daddy ain't doing a fucking thing. The rap community is fucked up. He just, and Cam was like, "Why can't let you be talking like this?" He's like, "Bro, why can't I talk like this?" Blah blah blah. And you just kept hearing the points that he was trying to make, and he wasn't going nowhere. And it got me thinking about Cam's career. I don't know if you're too familiar with Cam Newton's career.
I know he was a phenomenal athlete coming out of high school,
yeah,
college.
Phenomenal.
He's a pretty big guy.
He's
still a horse.
Mentally, he's a baby. That's what I started to realize. Because when I'm listening, I'm looking at him, the expectations. Because I think a lot of times people forget about the expectations. He was good. Yeah, he was good. Don't get me wrong. He was a solid franchise quarterback for however long he played. But the physical gifts he was given, the hype and the expectations of him, he was supposed to be a legendary type character, like a Michael Jordan, LeBron James. And I say it'll basically be like the equivalence if LeBron James came out the league, won maybe a championship, and was just a regular, like, run-the-mill guy. Maybe he had like one or two seasons where he was the best player. Yeah, that's good. Don't get me wrong, that's great. But for what he came out to be, the physical gifts and the talent he was given, yeah, there was expectations of him to far exceed that. And later on in Cam's career, as he got further in line, every team was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You can't. Nah, we don't need you. Get out of here." And what it made me realize was mentally, he is not a leader. And I think a lot of the franchise probably realized mentally this guy's not capable of being the face and the leader of a franchise for blah, blah, blah. He's a great player, but terrible up here mentally. And that's what I started to realize with a lot of guys as far as being like running their manhood, running their campaign. A lot of guys got great physical gifts, maybe super well-looking, tall, charismatic, so forth and so forth. But the mind is so garbage in their manhood, their journey of understanding to be a man is so trash. They kind of just barely they scrape by maybe with a high managerial position at some company or something when they could have been a CEO or a titan with the physical gifts. And it just got me thinking about go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with y'all saying it seems like Cam Newton was well endowed physically, but not mentally, like a lot of Asiatics in North America. They look big. They got muscles. They back busting out. They got the gap in their jeans, and they're a street nigga. And me and used to say, write one-page essay on how to destroy white supremacy, city by city in America. They can't do it.
This is true, and I noticed that with a lot of men, especially at this day and age, it's not just Asiatic, but I look at it across the board. From white men, Asian, well, I'm not gonna say Asian, whatever, but from what I see primarily from white men or Albion men, Asiatic men, especially, or maybe just men in America in general, they have this victim mentality. Like I heard an argument where guys were saying capitalism is bad and capitalism is not the way of things. I'm like, bro,
capitalism is what you need.
Yeah, capitalism is the way of nature.
You don't have enough capital. You just don't have enough capital. That's your problem.
Bingo. And I was explaining to him, capitalism is the way of nature. I'm like, when you look out when a tiger goes hunting, the tiger don't try to go get the biggest fucking thing. He's like, okay, I need to eat today. How can I spend the least amount of energy and resources and take the least amount of risk and get the highest reward? That's all I'm looking for. The highest reward for the least amount of danger, risk, and resources expense to myself. Right. And I asked the guy, do you want to get the most amount of energy or resources for the least amount of effort? And he's like, well, I think that's a disingenuous question. What are you talking about? This is a yes or no question.
Because they've been raised by feminism. Yeah. Feminism has emasculated men. It made you feel like you wrong because you're a man. It made you feel like, and I had to correct one of my peeps on this. She said, being manipulative is too close to being a predator. I said, that's a fucking lie. You can be manipulative without being a predator.
Manipulate for good.
Manipulative, right? Engineers manipulate. Database administrators manipulate. Google is manipulation. But are they predatory? No, they're not.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I be looking like, because I think a large thing is, like Charleston said, people get hung up on especially sad things about men. Like, I don't really expect that type of, I expect that type of behavior from women. I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me. They get hung up on words. But as a man, it's like you should be able to differentiate the words as opposed to action. Yeah, I'm manipulating you. But I do it like my YouTube channel. I'm manipulating you to learn how to read better. That's what my clickbait is for. I make outrageous titles to get you, to manipulate you to open up the thing and listen, so then you can be educated, so you can learn more about life. That's the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you have to largely be able to learn how to separate what is well, I think most guys know that ability, but you gotta be able to separate the method from the principle, I guess you would say, or the is that what that would be, I don't know if that would be the right terminology, but learning how to separate the variables correctly.
And separate the means from the end.
There we go. I think that's the way better way to put it. Separate the means from the ends, because it's fascinating.
And Malcolm X said that. He said, by any means necessary.
Mm.
That is a powerful statement for people who don't, they've never studied Malcolm X. I studied Malcolm X. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I studied his life. I met people who lived with him, knew him. Do you know how dangerous you got to be as a man to say, by any means necessary? That means if I got to kill, rape, murder, steal, knock somebody upside the head, that is a dangerous person. By any means necessary.
Mm.
That's a revolutionary. That's somebody who's willing to shed blood. You got to be careful when what the old folks say. Watch what you say. Or the men that came before me told me, say what you mean and mean what you say. If you say you're going to kill somebody, they better come up to the city morgue. If you say you're going to knock a building down, it better be a parking lot by the end of nightfall.
Mm.
I'll always watch what I say. I've never told anybody to go out there and commit a criminal act, because I'm watching what I say, because I know anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Mm.
I tell men to stand up and man up, because it's often men who do the most complaining about the conditions of not being treated as a man. I'm not going to complain about not being treated like a man if I'm not going to do the things that are vital to the title of being a man. But if I do everything that's vital to the title of being a man, and you still want to treat me as if I'm not a man, I'll blow your fucking brains out and piss in your blood. I'm that motherfucking gully.
Mm.
And won't run. Because when last time I emptied the clip, I didn't run, and it was over 15 police cars there.
Damn.
See,
Ooh.
I always tell everybody, you better know who you fucking with. You better know who you're dealing with. I tell everybody the same thing. A fuck with me is not a fuck for free. It's gonna cost you, because I'm a man. You have to take your nature. You have to know yourself. Just like a woman. If you don't know that women are vindictive, leave that bitch alone. She'll ruin you. She'll end your life and your career.
Mm.
But everybody want to run and go play with a woman before you know what you're dealing with, baby. Dealing with a woman like dealing with a king cobra snake. It's deadly. A woman, I'm not talking about vagina, I'm talking about a woman who is in her womanhood. She will kill you and kill your dreams and kill your legacy, bro. Because women are vindictive. True statement. Dare anybody to challenge me on that statement.
Mm. That's
You got to
deep.
know who you're dealing with. You got to know the nature of the person that you're dealing with. If you don't think a woman's vindictive, keep on fucking around and living and watch what happens to you. And when I got before the judge, and the judge told me, in the case I was telling you about, the judge told me I was innocent. And I emptied the clip and didn't run when the police got there. because I knew I was right. I knew I was justified. I knew I had went through the progressions of decision making. Why I even need my sidearm. So I let people know, man, if you're playing, if you're joking, if you're disingenuous, if you want some fuck shit, if you want some snake, slimy, grimy shit, hey man, stay away from me, bro. Cause I know me. I know I will end your whole campaign and won't think twice about it. Won't lose a blink of sleep because I've been tested. Like the song War Wounds by Master P. When Fiend said, "Don't ask me will I shoot, cause I done shot. Don't ask me am I shooting. I've already too late for that one. Catch out that bag."
Mm.
And I tell every man, please leave the conversation of manhood. If you're not willing to kill, you're not willing to be a man.
That's the infamous words of Charles Dwight. I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail over the words that come out of my mouth.
You better.
Mm.
You better. Or leave it alone. Leave it alone. And I think me and you have had that conversation. If you had a daughter and somebody wanted to court your daughter's hand and they're not willing to kill to protect their family, that person's not worthy to be the head of a household. In my opinion, how could you not be worthy to protect what God gave you? If he gave you a wife and a child and children and a family unit, and you telling me you a man, but you're not willing to protect that, I think that's a hypocritical statement. I think that's a false statement, and I think that's a statement of utter unaccountability and utter foolishness. Because to say that you are a man is to take the position of I take full responsibility for whatever happens, whether it be wrong or whether it be right, whether it be a success or whether it be a failure. I take responsibility for that. Man don't have nowhere he can go to. He can't blame it on nobody else. A man gonna say, "Nah, we failed because I didn't put bread on the table. I didn't figure out a way to work with other men in my environment to get the job done." You've been on projects. You've been on work projects. Does a foreman ever sit there and start tap dancing and shit like Gregory
Nope.
Hines and making excuses? He said, "No, I'm the foreman. I gotta take the whole enchilada. I gotta take the whole weight."
Mm.
I used to do roofing, man. My roofing foreman, he'll tell you, man, don't come to me crying and don't come with an excuse. Because I them two things I don't want to hear. Made me a better man. When you know, don't nobody want to hear that. No one wants to hear the excuse of why you couldn't get it done. We just need to know that you didn't get it done. Why is it relevant?
This is true. Gee, that's deep. That's a heavy ass load.
Heavy as the head that carries the crown. See, women want the title of being a man because they want the authority that comes from that crown. But when they neck start leaning, when they get damaged and they C3 and C5 in their spine at the base of the spinal cord, then they get upset. Why you my arm neck hurting? Bitch, you want to be the king, bitch. This is what comes with being a king. No, I don't feel sorry for you. You know them fight videos where the dudes be beating the bitch ass? I don't feel bad. You step in the ring, if I step in the ring with a bull, what you think? Are you gonna feel bad with me if I step in the ring with a bull?
No, you signed up to go fight the bull.
I signed up to step in the ring with the bull. I knew this was the bull before I got my ass in the ring. Wow, see, we keep wanting to kill the bull. The bull is evil. The bull ain't evil. The bull is the bull.
Do what bulls do.
Did what bulls do.
Mm. That was interesting because I've been having some back and forth with dudes where they're complaining about I think they're talking about abortion. Some woman said that men make women, or men try to encourage women to get abortions to skirt responsibility. I was like, yeah.
No. Women have abortions because they want to kill their baby and they want to skirt their own responsibility for choosing a sex partner that they didn't want to have a baby with.
Right. And then it makes me think, I was telling because we deal with the chick, is like, all right, I don't expect accountability from women. I just don't, especially if they're not in my household.
Please don't hold your breath on them.
Yeah, I don't, but I do. I know I can hold men accountable. So I'm looking at the guys like, look, if you want the woman to get an abortion, you're dealing with a woman that you don't want to have a child with. Why even fuck her in the first place? And then you got guys say, and then you got guys come out the woodwork, bro. Sex is a natural desire, and all men want to have sex. And you tell me I'm problem that I'm having sex with a chick that let me have sex. I'm like, okay, brother, you gotta choose. Which one is it? Are women children with boobs? Or are they fully responsible adults that you can depend upon on a 50-50 like equity split? Well, you just changing the terms, and I'm like, bro, no, it's a simple question. Which one is it? Are we? Because on one hand, you're saying that they can't vote. You're saying that they shouldn't be responsible. They shouldn't have all this power. But on the other hand, you're saying they have the power to have sex with you. So which one? Like, because I'm looking at it like this. If I get a chick pregnant that I don't want to get pregnant, I don't look at her, get mad at her for giving me pussy. I look at myself. Why did I have sex with her without a rubber and put myself in this predicament? And I'm saying men can check other men. That's just the realm of men that we live in. If you're doing some behavior like you go back to like the shotgun wedding. There's a reason they had shotgun weddings. There was a reason why they did this, because they said it was basically men enforcing the law upon men. If you have sex with her, you take care of her.
Right.
That's the rule of law in this land, because we see what happens if you just start having sex with women and there's no repercussion to it. Yeah, no accountability, no repercussion. You got guys getting mad. Oh, bro, you sound like an incel. You sound like somebody. I'm like, bro, if you want to go have sex with somebody, go pay for it. Go talk to a prostitute. Go get an escort.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, why are you manipulating a situation so you can just get sex out of it? Oh, bro, see, that's the problem, man. You're never going to be in a relationship because I'm like, you got to be 50-50. We take on like, bro, what are we talking about? Like the 50-50 man is really a 100-0 man. Because you doing all the series, so you're still doing all the same 100% things you would be doing. Because it's not like you guys are going to split cutting the lawn 100%. You're not going to split you doing helm self-defense, moving the heavy stuff 50%. So you're still doing all the man stuff, and you're splitting 50% of the woman's responsibility.
Right.
Because that's the only way I can see it break down. Because she's like, honey, I can't change the light bulb. Oh, I'll do it. And so you start realizing a lot of these guys, and they'll tell you, oh, you're going to be lonely forever because you don't know how to share responsibilities with a woman. It's like, no, we don't share responsibility. There's no reason to share responsibility. It doesn't make any sense. We have separate roles that we both play. I carry the manhood I carry the man responsibility. She does the woman responsibilities. This is very simple. 200% people come together and they make the union of the house. It don't make any sense.
Right.
Split shit. And you start looking online. I saw one guy talking about, well, I saw my wife, man, she was having a tough time dealing with doing laundry. So laundry would just sit on the floor. And so, I decided like it was my turn to pick up the slack. I'm like, bro, just stay at home, mom. You already work a full-time job, and then you still go and do the laundry when you get home? What? Like, what are you talking about?
She might need some help. Or Red Bull or something.
Hire somebody, yeah. I'll be damned.
I mean, people think that's wrong, but those are challenges of being married and run the household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go hire somebody. Get a little nanny or something.
Right.
Help her out.
A teenage girl and say, hey, look, I'm going to pay you $20 an hour. We'll pay you $15 an hour. Really? You can pay them $10 an hour now. Minimum wage so fucked up. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
Joe Biden said he was going to raise the minimum wage. He didn't do it.
Mm.
In most states, if you like in the southern states like Georgia or something, minimum wage is still $7, bro.
That's insane.
It is what it is. So I'll pay you $10 an hour to come do household tasks. That's a good deal.
It is. Because you still get
for somebody that's not doing nothing.
Easy. And so you start to realize a lot of guys, their thinking capacity, like their ability just to say, like my wife has a career and I have a career. It's like, why y'all both got careers? Wouldn't it make more sense for the man for you to take care of the household thing, help the man get his thing bigger, so then he could just kind of fund everything? That would make more sense than you guys trying to be your own separate careers, and then
right.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Well, bro, you just don't understand. You have to. I'm like, bro, I do understand. It's just that you put yourself in a bad situation, and she basically got you by the balls, and you scared to take the loss.
Right. Which now the household is taking the loss. Because any loss that's not absorbed individually is going to be absorbed by the household. I just been running households too long to not know what don't come out in the wash is going to come out in the rinse.
That's funny, man. It's just it's a fascinating dilemma what you see with most men, because they're starting to waver into this thing where they want all the responsibility and the powers of the man, but they want to be able to skirt the abilities of it, or skirt the responsibilities. And
it's not gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. You can't get around it. Like
I just tell people straight up. I just look right at them and say, if you call yourself a man, MAN, you are responsible. Period. If you're not responsible, you are dealing with a transgendered man, which is a woman who thinks she's a man. Either way, y'all both got mental health issues.
You ain't lying. It's crazy to me just to hear the like. Another thing that's been really fucking irritating is there's been a movement of black dudes celebrating being productive, and I hear this shit and I said, what the fuck are you talking about? We're being productive. I'm like, nigga, that's the default. What are you talking about? You should be productive. Like, if you're not productive, that means you're a fucking loser. Why are you out here being a loser for? And you start to realize that the self-esteem of most guys, like people tell me, like, oh, you're in shape. I'm like, I appreciate it, but it's like brushing my teeth. Like, should I not be in shape?
Right,
should I not?
Right.
Yeah. Like, oh, you work hard, you read, you getting money. Yeah, that's what you should be doing. I'm like, I'm not going to be out here celebrating. He's like, well, bro, you don't celebrate your accomplishments? It's like, bro, you don't understand. And when I made a video about this, about Kobe Bryant.
That's not an accomplishment. That's an altitude. You're maintaining your altitude as you're supposed to be as a man. I don't really understand.
I don't understand either. Kobe had
the difference between this, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You good.
It's like Tom Brady. Tom Brady expects when he steps off the bus to win the championship and to win the game. That's how a champion is supposed to think. A champion is supposed to expect to win. Winning is not supposed to be a shock to a goddamn champion.
Thank you. Could have said it better. It's like, I'm surprised when I lose. I'm like, fuck, what? What did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong?
Shit. Yeah, what the fuck happened? And like Kobe had a very interesting there was an interview some years ago. It was like I think like game 4, game 5. Like, Kobe, how you feeling, man? You're up 3-1 in the championship game. This is gonna be your third title and blah blah blah. And Kobe looked at this nigga dead face like, is the job finished? I think we got another game, don't we? He's like, yeah, but you're up 3-1. It's not finished. What the fuck are you talking about? And that's why I started to realize with a lot of guys is that they're like Kobe. This idea that you celebrate all the things that you're like supposed to be in productive is so gay and retarded to me. Because I'm like, Kobe Bryant spent all his off season, countless hours in film, all this fucking work, 82 game season, playoffs, rehab, training, studying, eating right, cleaning right, doing everything right. And his only moment of celebration, it's like a very brief moment, was when that final buzzer goes off and he gets a fucking chip. But he said something that stuck out to me. He says, I don't care if we don't make the playoffs or if we lose in game 7 to a buzzer beater. The season is a loss if I don't get a championship. It was a waste of my time. And I think a lot of men gotta start thinking like that. Cause like when I like, okay, I got companies, I'm making money, I'm doing these things. Like, and one of the things that kind of stuck out to me is like when I had my first $1,000 day, I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, this is fucking good. Da da da. And then you have a couple more, and you're just like, okay, well, business as usual. Like, I mean, it's good, but shit, how do I get to 2,000? How do I get to 10,000? And like my horizon for what I'm looking to accomplish is like, it's like that thing you say, one step is the way to climb the mountain, or a journey of 1,000 steps is one step.
Started with one step.
Yeah, my target, my vision is so fucking far away that these little things I do, it's like, all right, man, well, shit, that's just one step. Gotta get to the next one. Like, to some people, that would be like the greatest moment of their life. I just look at it like, all right, well, shit. I gotta make I'm trying to build a city. How the fuck, like, what's this $1,000 gonna do for my city? I got so much more to do. There's so much more to do. That's why it's funny. I was talking to my manager, leasing manager, or whatever. And I told her, like, I wake up angry every day. I wake up mad. Like, I'm mad today. She's like, what are you mad about? I'm like, because the universe hasn't given me what I wanted. And she's like, well, go change it. I'm like, I'm trying. I'm trying.
No, don't go change it. Go give it a reason to. See, when you give it a reason to, now you got a case against the universe. The reason I studied law is because law comes from divine law or basic jurisprudence. You got to give the universe a reason to give you what you're asking for. Once you do, once you do, and the universe don't give you what you're asking for, now you got that's called a tort in law. And when you have a tort in law, means now you can roll on the universe and accuse the universe of inequity.
Does the universe does it follow through on those lawsuits?
Always.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And it got me thinking that that conversation, that little brief conversation I had, it sparked me because once again, like when you take those drives, that's why I love driving. I don't like flying as much because you don't feel the fucking
driving.
Yeah. And you also, the other thing is like you don't feel the earth. There's something different when you sit there just
sit and feel the earth.
Yeah, just feeling the earth, thinking because I've done. You're quite a traveler too. You've been everywhere across the world 2 times over in America and the States. I don't know about your international travels, but at least within the States,
I've traveled international.
I'm working on that next year.
Really? The world is the world. North is north, south is south, east is east, west is west.
Simple enough.
No matter where you at on this planet, north is north, east is east, west is west, south is south.
Heavy. It is interesting. I've done Texas to California a couple times now, about 3 times. And I love that drive because the endurance, like what you gain, there's something to be said about what you gain mentally from these long just moments of concentration and focus. Because when you come back or wherever you get to I don't know, it's like you renewed. Your mind you're able to sit down and just kind of really process shit better. And I think a lot of guys, the convenience of life has reduced their manhood so much that they don't want to. They're like you said, they're always trying to cheat code some shit. They don't want to, like, the relationship. They don't want to do the day-to-day work that keeps the relationship good. They don't want to do the day-to-day work to keep the business operating. They don't want to do the day-to-day work to keep their body in shape. They don't want to do the day-to-day reading and stuff to educate themselves. They're always looking for, how can I cheat code some shit? How can I cheat this? How can I cheat that? And it ruins the journey of a man. The journey of the man, the best part is the fucking steps.
That's right.
Feeling each step. Running. Just moving. You sit your ass.
I'm gonna give out a mnemonic to go with that. I said I'm gonna give out a mnemonic that goes with that.
Please.
and this was told to me when I was young boy. Shortcuts will always leave you cut short, but if you take the long way, it'll take you way long.
Mm.
I'll say that again for people listening. Shortcuts will always leave you cut short, but if you take the long way, it'll take you way long. Don't
This
cheat
is
yourself. Treat yourself.
gold. That's why I love talking to the older generation of men. I was talking to a client today, and he actually gave me a nice gift. I can show you real quick. This is funny. This is So I got this TV. He bought a new TV, gave me this nice TV, and we were talking. I guess because customer service, but we were talking, and I was just saying, like, man, one of the things I talk to these younger guys, they're missing something. They're hollow. They ain't the same fucking people. When I'm talking to an older guy, there's a depthness, there's a density to the man.
Right.
But when I'm talking to these young cats, it's just horse shit. It's like, what are you even talking about, brother? Like, what? They're
They
always
don't know what they're talking about, brother.
yeah. I be
I'm being
listening.
straight up, man. There's always some drug fuel rant, you know.
Right. I mean, listen, I'm like, what the fuck are you telling me? I'm trying, and one of the things is like, especially on this YouTube and social media, because like the audience tends to sway younger.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be saying some shit, and I'll ask, "Can you rephrase that so I can understand better?" And they'll say, "That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're a clown." And I'll be looking like, what is this nigga talking about? And it it makes you think like, what what journey are a lot of these young niggas taking? Where are they going? Like you always
Nowhere.
told me, direction is more important than speed. But these niggas ain't speeding and there ain't no direction. What the fuck are they doing? Just sitting in place?
Crash test dummies. Crash test dummies.
Yeah. And
Just moving fast with drugs. All right.
Do you think there's any way to ramify this or fix this?
Yeah, I do. All of the scriptures say that God will give you a way of escape out of temptation. Even when they say the Lord's Prayer with Jesus in the Bible, I'm not a quote unquote Christian, but I respect the scriptures and what the wisdom of what's written. And it says in the Lord's Prayer, it says, uh, deliver us from the evil one, which means that there's an evil one that wants to destroy your life. But you should always seek a higher power to keep you from that evil one, whether that evil one be ignorance, foolishness, pride, ego, whatever it is. Keep me away from those things that cause harm to my own future. And I always tell people, connect to that divine voice, connect to that higher power to protect you, because there are dangers that we can see, and then there's dangers that we can't see. There are, there's detrimental things out there that we don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if people would connect with that power source, it said protect me even in my ignorance, because we got to remember, like we're talking about manhood, you're finite, but the spirit of the creator, the spirit of the universe is infinite. So we have to pull on that infinite, and we have to kind of download it into our finite, or what our finite can handle. You know what I'm saying? But the finite can only handle so much. We don't know.
It's like if you got an infinite wave, you only got so much broadband. So you could try to increase that broadband as much as you want, but you ain't gonna capture all the waves. But try to get as much as you can, or find the frequency, or how to shift it. I think we got to do a science one of these where we basically break down like just the basic of science, because you got a lot of dumb, like one of the things I'm seeing, and this is what kind of scares about the end of times, not end times, but when a society starts to reject science, and a lot of the rejection is mainly just confusion, because people think science is about cells and medicine, It's like, no. Science is a methodology. Like all that shit that you learn about cells, medicine, atoms, quarks, all that shit, that is a byproduct of science. That is not science itself. Those are fields of science that we've kind of identified through our observations and experimentation. But one of the craziest things I hear is people telling me that space is fake. Yes, this is a very big thing within people's community. They say space is fake. There's no stars, no planets. It's something the government put out to make you feel small and unimportant. I said, if that's not the ego talking, that's insane.
Yeah, they really on a good one. Whatever dope they smoking, they need to.
Yeah, they say smoking no dope. But what I realized, because I started questioning, I said, okay, if space is fake, at what level does space not become fake? At the level of Earth? At the level of city? Because if you tell me space is fake, you tell me that stars are fake, this shit. What makes Africa real? I mean, not Africa, but the landmass that we call Africa. What makes you real? What makes me real? Shit. I don't know what makes anything real. What are atoms real? Because if we're going to the largest amount, what about atoms, core molecules? Are those things real? Is water real? Then what the fuck are we talking about? And so
I don't know if I could have finished that conversation. You better than me. I'd have told the motherfucker, man, whatever crack you smoking, yo, you need to straight drop that bitch and put it on the streets.
It's just because I'm still a little bit younger, and I think I got time for some reason. But I love to just sit there and explore the minds of people to see how dumb do they go, how deep is the retardation, how far does it go?
It's deep.
Like, is it just hollow in there? What the fuck is in there? Like, because you start asking questions, and a lot of times people they skedaddle, they get the fuck out of there. But if you find somebody who's dumb enough to sit there and keep going with you, like I'm like, okay, shit, let me see how do you even know that you're alive? To some degree, that's what I'd be asking to myself. Like, do you?
Right.
Is it just? Are you a robot? What the fuck? Because once again, human beings, fascinating creatures, fascinating fucking creatures. I don't know how you can't enjoy just studying, observing. You can never get bored with them.
Right.
But yeah, so if we can conclude and kind of leave the people with like some words of practical principles, what are like we'll say like 1 to 5 steps for the journey of a man. Like, what is the steps that you should expect?
Well, 1 to 5. I guess the first one would be
it doesn't have to be all 5, but I mean, if you can think of like the stages, what are the stage of man? Like from the beginning of your life to where you got to where you currently
awareness. Number 1, I would have to say awareness. You have to be aware that you are a man. You got to know this. You can't be a bitch and then say, "Oh, be a man tomorrow." It don't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to understand physically, anatomically, biologically. I know I may get some flack from the barbecue squad, the LGBs, and all of that. You know, you got to know, look, biologically, I'm a male. Males become men when they make the decision of being, number 1, aware that you are. You have a penis and testicles. You know what I'm saying? Let's just cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how many niggas you think don't understand that one?
A lot. A lot. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going against anyone's. Your sexual orientation is your decision. That's your business. But this thing about being a man, that's my business. You know what I'm saying? So number 1, I would say awareness. Number 2, I would say the drive and the desire. You've got the desire to be a man in order to be a man. So the desire has to be there. And oftentimes that desire comes from what I would say would be number 3 is visibility. You got to see a man to want to be a man. You got to see one to be one. So you need to have a pattern of what manhood is.
We get that
Number
down.
4. Oh, okay.
No, you good. You good. Keep cooking.
Number 4, I would say discipline. Because if you don't have the discipline, you're not going to want to stay the course of being a man. And number 5, you have to have the reason, which is your why. Why do you want to be a man?
Oh,
Or
we got a
why
person.
why is being a man valuable to you?
We got somebody that asked, do you have a YouTube channel? I don't think currently you do yet. You work
No,
on
I
that
don't.
one.
I don't have a YouTube currently. I could work on it. It's something I could definitely work on. Putting some
No.
manhood stuff down.
Yeah, get you right on this. Especially, bro, that's powerful. So that we got our steps. We might have to do a whole breakdown on that one. Awareness that I am a man, which is big. Most niggas don't get that one. 2, have the drive and desire to be a man. 3, you gotta see a man to be a man. 4, discipline to be a man. And 5, why I need to be a man. And you know what? I think I'm getting into that one now. I think I'm at that 5th stage. One of the things that's as you start to grow and you start to kind of build yourself, what is this reason? What am I here? Like, why do I experience this pain, this fear, this happiness? Why do I need to be?
Please DM that to me, message that to me. The 5 steps.
Yeah.
Because I was just clicking off the top.
Yeah, I'll text it to you, brother. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's in me. I like to have notes for myself because I've always was taught that notation breeds revelation.
This is true. And that 5th one, why I need to be a man, because that's one of the things you start to when you have these waivers. Because I think all men go through this. You get to the discipline part. In the discipline part, you're like, okay, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm showing up how I'm supposed to show up. But the why, I think that's the toughest one for young men that don't have families. It's very easy when you have a family because it's like, well, shit, I got these motherfuckers I need to eat.
I got people depending on me.
Yeah. But that's the one I've been suffering because I go through these waivers where I have great discipline. And I noticed recently I kind of developed more of a why. Why am I doing this? And I think that's the most powerful step to keeping you from climbing that each little step, doing that little thing to get up the mountain. Because each step, it gets fucking harder. Like I explained, it's kind of like Mount Everest. Like when you climb up to the base of Mount Everest, like say there's the top and then there's the first half of Mount Everest ain't that difficult. You probably breezing through that shit. That next quarter, it gets a little bit rougher. But when you get to that last quarter in the last 10, each step is a fucking you're putting in all the same effort you did for the first 75% just to make that one step to get to that. And that's what guys don't understand. That's to be at the top echelon, when you get to the top 1% and the 1%, whatever, the steps you put in almost the same amount of effort you did to get to the journey, to get to there, just to get that 1 extra percent to get to the next percent. It just amplifies each time you go up. And that's when that why, because it's so easy to just say, fuck it, I'm done. What's the purpose of keep going higher? And that's powerful, man. you inspired me on that one. Because the final why, I think that's, you know what, we might have to cook on that one. Why I need to be a man.
Yeah, we could do a whole session on just the why.
Because that's what a lot of young men, they really don't know what, like, because they look and they see what is the benefit of being a man today's age, and they look and they search and they can't find one. I think that's the largest reason why so many young guys go into escapism. Get the fuck away from life, because it's like, what's the point? I gotta be this man. I gotta go do all these things, fight, be reputable, and what do I get out of it? And what I kind of realized is the reason why I'm being a man, the reason why is that it gives me the ability to change what I'm experiencing. It gives me the power to be able to change things. And that's been kind of my why now.
That's right.
Just because I don't want to see, and that's one of the biggest concerns I notice when I talk to older guys is like, I don't know what my kids are coming into. Like my world I got to exist in. I had a wonderful run of life. There was hardships, all these other things, but I had a course. I look at these young guys, they I don't know what to fucking tell my grandson for the future.
Mhm.
And he's like, sometimes I have more regret, a little bit of regret, because it's like, damn, I wish I would have fought harder to preserve that way of life. But there was no way for me to know, because we just assumed men are always gonna be men. We didn't see the shit that we see today coming. We couldn't
Right.
foresee that.
Right. Couldn't foresee
And
it.
he's like, now that our strength is gone, we're not the same fighting young men that we once were. He's like, I feel like, I'm stuck in a bad position.
And but the most of us are in a bad position because men, in my opinion, this is just one of my opinions. Men were placed to rule. You can't rule if you don't know yourself. You can't rule if you won't be yourself. You can't rule if you won't acknowledge yourself. You just become another twin sister spirit.
Mm.
Women are social. Men aren't really social beings.
This is true.
That's what gives men that natural advantage. Because a man can say, hey, I wipe my ass with what you think about me. Women can't do that. Women can't do that because in a woman's world, in the world of women, because women are sociopathic by nature. If too many women have a problem with a woman, she's cooked, she's done. They're gonna find a way to get rid of her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So their political platform is much vastly different than a man.
Mm.
The world that they live in is different. Not better or worse, it's different.
You ain't lying.
It's different.
That's some heavy. We got to go into that one. We got each time we talk, man, we get coming up like 4 or 5 topics.
Hey, it's
We gotta do
content. We could bang out a content calendar and just go. Let's really.
No, actually, that might be the move, because I think we need to start. One of the things I'm starting running with, this is side shit, and we can cut it off. We could talk about camera about this though. But yeah, develop a schedule. Let me go ahead and cut off. Appreciate y'all for listening. Please support the man.
For listening.
Cash App, equity, spelled very funny, which I like, because I like to misspell words purposely, because it shows me how smart most people are if they can identify things. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Let's chop it up about this content calendar, because that actually might be give us a bigger platform on this thing. All right, appreciate y'all. Bye.